And we love celebrating for these events, so it's one of these moments where we get to celebrate a shared passion we all have with Teslas. And the last event we had, well, we've had a bunch. We've had for the Plaid debut, we've had for the Model 3 debut here. I think we even did for the first dual motor P85D Model S, if I recall. At any rate, we're here for another milestone day for Tesla, and a change for us as well. So I want to just talk a little bit about what's in the future, because as we talk about the Cybertruck, it looks like the future, and today the future looks like the future. The Cybertruck is shipping to customers, and we're here to celebrate it. So first of all, we have some people in the audience, I believe, from Tesla Design Studio, also some friends from SpaceX that are here, and I want to give a thanks to all of them. I started 23 years ago with the company Bulletproof Automotive that funded all of this with my business partner, Avi. And the reason we're so passionate about Tesla, and SpaceX for that matter, is because it's making an exciting future that's more than just going fast or having a cool car. It actually has a real meaning. And I think it's important that we can combine passions of performance driving and something that helps the environment, that's sustainable, and that brings community together. So I want to talk a little bit about just what the future holds for our community and for Cybertruck owners and for our company. So this is our logo as we've known it, and this debuts tonight. So I want to take a little bit of time and talk about what is UP Invincible. The Cybertruck has a very different DNA than this race car next to us. We've done a lot of racing stuff. We've had a lot of really fun experiences at Pikes Peak, set a lot of lap records. But racing in the Cybertruck, yes, today they showed a drag race with a Porsche, but the Cybertruck actually means a lot of things. And for us, when we modify a car, we deeply respect the work that Tesla does and want to honor the DNA of the vehicle. A Plaid's DNA is clearly defined as being the fastest thing. So we have to think about what is the Cybertruck's DNA. And what we're talking about tonight is basically this new brand, Invincible. And we're going to sneak preview what we're going to do with the Cybertruck tonight as well. And I'm really excited to share a preview with you all. It's been something that we've been excited about for a long time. So why Invincible and what is the Cybertruck? The Cybertruck to us is the thing that you want to have come hell or high water, no matter what's being thrown at you. It's your place of safety in a crazy world. It's your tool for an adventure. It's your armor in life. It's your vehicle that you trust in any environment. That's what we think the Cybertruck is. And the fact that they're shooting at it and it's bulletproof tells us that it's more tough than anything we've ever seen on the road. And in our mind, when we think about Plaid, we think about racing. When we think about Cybertruck, we think about Invincible. So we're introducing tonight a new concept for our brand, a new approach for how we're approaching the aftermarket. And it's no coincidence that we have before me a leader in off-road, Sean Holman, up here talking about his experience with the Model Y programs that we've done for off-road, which pale in comparison to what's coming. So this is a debut of a new concept. I'm going to go through a few slides to share a preview of what we're doing. More information is going to come out soon, but you guys are going to see a preview tonight. And then after I'm done talking, we actually have some Cybertruck Unplugged products under that tarp there. We'll show a couple things as well. So at first, let's begin with the plan. All right. So I've been waiting for that, by the way. We've been looking at these images and developing this stuff for a long time, but this is the first time we've ever shown it to more than maybe one person at a time under NDA. This is what we call UP Invincible. I'll give you a couple other images of our concepts and then we'll talk about it further. So what are we looking at here? It's definitely a Cybertruck. Our goal is when you see this, that it feels like even more of a Cybertruck. And we stand on the shoulders of giants. We couldn't have done this without Tesla. We couldn't have done this without their commitment to innovation and their willingness to take risks with building the Cybertruck to begin with. This is why we're here. And Tesla today, by the way, I should mention, has debuted a number of amazing accessories for the Cybertruck. And we're proud to be a part of the aftermarket and to contribute what we can on our end as well. So I want to take a little bit of time to explain what the concepts are and how we think about things. It's ironic that we have race car sounds in the background, but I apologize for the technical difficulties there. So we'll get into this a little bit further, but one of the things we have under that tarp is our beadlock wheel for the Cybertruck. In this image, we have our beadlock UP03s in 20-inch. They will accept the factory tires, and we have a lift kit, which we've also been engineering. Also for the truck, we have a winch option, and in particular, the concept with Invincible, I should say, is to make things even more rugged. So all of the panels on the truck that you see, with a couple exceptions, are made out of steel. It's actually the opposite in concept of the car over here next to me, where we have lots of lightweighting. For the Cybertruck, we want it to be stronger. And what strength means is you can do more things. So the goal is to take a Swiss Army knife of the truck and make it do more things than it can do already, which is a hard feat. It already can do a lot. So what we have here on the front of the truck, just to kind of work through it a little bit, is lots of extra lighting. Lighting never hurts. The more the better in a lot of cases for off-roading. The bull bar that we have has provisions for the factory headlights, so they're not obstructed. It allows for a winch option, and it has additional lighting in the bull bar. Our front bumper, the lower bumper, is made out of steel as well as the bull bar and has additional lighting as well. You'll come to find that we look for lighting anywhere we can fit it. So the hood also has lighting as well. The hood is one of the few things that's not steel. That's pre-preg carbon fiber. And it has an integrated vent with the light in the vent. The vent actually helps the light for cooling. Then we have more lighting on the roof. One of the trend lines that you're going to see is a combination of lighting and storage. Hey, Randy.
Randy, on this Pikes Peak is a special event for us at Unplugged Performance. It's one of the world's most challenging.
Randy
posts everywhere.
It's a great opportunity to showcase just how
We love Randy.
How fun a Tesla can be to drive.
Oh, now it's smooth talking.
It's also really one of the most challenging events because it's so unpredictable. The weather can change.
I'm going to keep going over this, although it feels weird to talk over myself. Thanks, guys. So, yeah, going back into this, it's wider, obviously. We actually have a pre-preg carbon fiber wide fender on that table. We'll show you, which is from this image. There's rock sliders everywhere, basically. The side rocker panels are steel with rock sliders. I'm going to cycle through some of this. This is pretty cool. So, again, if it's you against the world in your Cybertruck, you want it to be able to do anything. And part of the solution is not just ruggedization, but storage. So what we have here is a preview of our storage system that we're developing for the bed of the Cybertruck. And the truck has 6 feet of storage space and also has a hidden compartment on the bottom of it. So the challenge here was to keep the L-tracks totally unobstructed, so you can bolt whatever you want to them, to provide easy access to the top for storage so you can easily access it, and to have 2 drawers that slide out to make it easy to load and unload. So all of this is possible with our system that's coming. This is going to be shipping likely early next year. The next thing, we're really proud of our neighbors at SpaceX, and Starlink is the most badass way to communicate no matter where you are. And here we have attachments for Starlink dishes. Just so happens that our attachment happens to look like a Starship, which we think is kind of neat, and it's a nod to the great work that they're all doing. So this is going to be coming, and the cool thing about this attachment is that it will attach to multiple locations of the Cybertruck and also the L-track system. But it's a pretty versatile way to put your dish on your truck and go out anywhere on the planet. Here is our beadlock wheel with the BF Goodrich tire. We're going to be shipping wheels and tires starting next week, actually. And yeah, the beautiful thing about this is that the bead lock wheel we have is a dual use. It is road legal, and you can run it in bead lock or non-bead lock configuration. Nothing about it is for show. Those bolts actually are real bead lock bolts. And yeah, it's a really great way to go off-roading, go on-roading, whatever you want to do. It's forged. It's surprisingly lightweight. It's crazy strong. It's what we consider also invincible. The CyberHex wheel is not a secret. We've been talking about this for a while. This is developed with a good friend of ours. His name is Sasha Selpanov. He designed, you might see some similarity, he designed, or should say was a designer of the Lamborghini Huracan, which has some inspiration with this. He also designed the Bugatti Chiron and was the designer for Koenigsegg with the Gemera and CC850. It's really a supercar designed wheel, but Cybertruck ethos. And this we also have there under that tarp. We'll show that, and you guys can take a close look at that as well. Easter eggs are fun. So one of the cool things about this in this photo is that our wide fenders that we have that are carbon fiber respect the architecture of the Cybertruck. The cameras are in the same location, so we don't expect any issue with full self-driving capabilities. And the charge port, of course, is not moved. So when you're charging your car, you have to pop off a lid. That lid is magnetic and pops off in your hand. We haven't tested this, but theoretically you can slap it on the Cybertruck and leave it there like that. And when you're out at the campsite hanging out, you can basically have your cyber beer, and on the back of that lid is a bottle opener. So you can crack open your cyber beer and chill with your Cybertruck with your friends. This is the lifestyle that I think all of us aspire to have. This is a detail of the rear bumper. Again, this is the exact opposite of what we're known for. We're known for lightweight carbon fiber. This is all steel. And what this does is allow you to do more activities, whatever that means. And it can mean a lot of things, because this thing will take whatever you throw at it. So in some of the images you'll see, actually here's a good example. Our rear bumper can have those swing arms with molly panels if you wanted to. And if you don't need it, it doesn't have to have it. Everything we're doing, we're trying to have modularity where you can add on features depending on what your lifestyle is and what you want to do. The base bumper is strong enough out of steel to be able to use a high lift jack and lift the whole truck up from the bumper. To do this, we had to also develop a wider trailing hitch underneath the bumper that enables the load to be spread across the entire steel bumper. So you can basically have an indestructible, or I should say invincible, rear bumper system. And that's necessary because the swing arms that we have on the back allow the lift gate to go down and allow you to bolt basically whatever you want onto it with the molly panels that are there. Including if you want to put a spare tire, spare wheel in the back, you can do that also. We try to think of everything we can. So the rear bumper, you'll see more details later, but it has the hookup for the trailer. It has additional lighting, flood lighting, so if you're on a dirty trail, people aren't going to miss you, they'll be able to see you. And also it has the correct provisions for Bluetooth modules and things that the truck needs. It also has recovery points, and the angle is also improved as well. And it has rock sliders. It's got a whole lot of stuff, honestly. Here's the hood. The hood we talked about earlier. It's carbon fiber. One of the few things that we would have liked to do in steel, but the complex shape of it and the way it was done, we're not as advanced as Tesla to be able to bend that steel. So that one we did in carbon. We like carbon fiber. So again, more lighting is really the story here with the hood. And the shape is pretty cool, I have to say. Here we have another photo with the CyberHex wheels with all of the steel panels on it and without the hood. So the idea is every Cybertruck owner is going to choose accessories, whether it's Teslas, whether it's ours, whether it's others. The point is to be able to just do more and have fun. And that's really what we're trying to enable. Here's a roof rack system. We use all 4 points. The roof rack that we have lines up in a straight line, so you can basically attach any flat panel to it. That we don't believe is likely possible without this or something similar. You can attach a lot of different things to it. We would expect light bars to be attached, but really whatever you can imagine, that's what it's there for. There's a dual light bar, by the way. Molly panels everywhere is one of our ethoses. So the side sail panels of the Cybertruck is space that was kind of talking to us and saying, do something here. So we decided, let's put a molly panel there so you can attach more stuff. The molly panel just bolts into the roof rails, so it's pretty easy install, and that's also out of steel. Underbody armor. For what we're trying to do, we want this thing to be invincible top, bottom, left, and right. So underbody armor is part of the recipe. It is made out of steel. It has ribs for your truck's pleasure. And yeah, again, you know, let's try to make this stuff as strong as we can. That's how we think about it. Here's a live action shot of the bead block. You guys can get a close-up look at that tonight. There's another one. Little details, logos on the bolts. You know, brands like Pagani have this. Everyone should, in our opinion. So we take pride in all the details. Suspension. We'll get more into this later, but one of the goals was to lift the Cybertruck. And to lift the Cybertruck is tricky because the Cybertruck has air suspension. And we don't want to ditch the air suspension because the truck should be happy. So we have a system that will make the truck happy. We'll get about 2.5 inches of lift. And ultimately, we'll just allow you to go more places and do more things. So a whole bunch of components are needed to make that happen. And everything is made 5-axis machine out of 6,000 grade aluminum. And it's a pretty comprehensive system. Here on the rear, we have some things bolted onto it to show some of the ideas for the MOLLE panels. We have a spare wheel. We have recovery boards, high lift jacks, shovel, whatever you need for the zombie apocalypse, we got you covered. That's our brand. That's the debut. I have to say, we're really proud to do this. It's always exciting and scary when you go a different direction than what you're used to. We're known for racing. This is a whole different direction, just like the Cybertruck is for Tesla. We want to really take pride in this and make it the best damn thing we can. We really want to honor the Cybertruck and the engineering they have. That's our hope, is to do that. And I'm just excited to see the energy of people seeing our work, because we talk about it internally all the time, but it doesn't mean anything without people actually experiencing it, giving feedback, you know. So this is really special for our whole team who's worked really hard on this. And one more thing before we go on this one. So, what can I say about this? Well, first of all, we have one of our police cars next to us. The goal for Unplugged has always been to support Tesla any way we can. Their mission is in many respects our mission. And the things that we do are whatever we can figure out to do that is just a little bit adjacent to what they have the time and desire to do. They're so busy trying to make these cars as affordable, as effective, and at scale as they can, that a lot of this crazy stuff we do with racing and aftermarket, I'm not sure it makes sense for them to put brilliant engineers on, you know, limited use cases. But for us, this is our passion. So this is what we've always done. This is why we were, you know, early on making the first coilover suspension and making the first exterior parts, the first brake systems. And it's no coincidence that we've put so much effort into the police program, because ultimately, as taxpayers and Tesla enthusiasts, we should want to see more Tesla police cars on the road. And speaking about why that is, there's many reasons that police cars should move to EV, but the one that always sticks in my head is that 70% of all the gas utilization is idling, sitting still. It's a really stupid thing, actually, when you think about it. So the police cars are running their engines and polluting to keep their electronic systems operating. It's a necessity, and it always has been. And I totally get it when it is a necessity, but with EVs, it doesn't have to be a necessity. And ultimately, as we try to convince more police departments and the federal government and overseas as well to consider and to adopt EVs for this type of fleet use,
but it's deep in the weeds. Yeah, it was actually, like,